Any second, Maui. Those went flying. Is there another one? Oh, there it is. I see it. Don't worry. Don't worry. There you go. Morning, Zara. How's it going? How we do? Oh. And Chancellor, thank you very much for the 10 months. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Good morning, Tritivus. Morning, Zara. Good morning, Bulba. Morning, Megalomaniac. I've woken up feeling really like, so apologies for being, bunged up. Yeah, I think it's just the cold weather. It's getting to me. It is very cold. It's very frosty outside. Morning, Veru. Good morning, David and Swaps. Like all the cars are iced up. Well, the sun is coming out. How's Fifi doing today? She's okay. She, yeah, thankfully not long after stream yesterday, she was immediately back to herself, which is nice. Back to, just had a good hay nibble. I reckon she must have... It's either to do with her floof, being all floofy at the moment, or she must have nibbled something when they, escaped. Good morning, Palin and Joe and Mazira and Fodian. On the centre. On the Ruvit. But yeah, I think it well, hopefully, well, I guess it depends if it happens again, because sometimes you get like a few bouts of it in quick succession, and that's when we know something's up. But sorry, I'm so distracted because I'm stealing her floof. This is mine. All mine now. Morning, Rob. Good morning, Alex. Wait, there you go. You can just have the rest. Enjoy. There'll be no afternoon stream today, but Banui stream, because we're recording in the afternoon, which never usually happens. Usually we're recording in the morning. And I would get so paranoid about it that I reread the message like several times, thinking it definitely says afternoon. But yeah. Oh my gosh, just so much floof. Morning, Anhol. Good morning, Bambi. Uh-oh. I stole more. No, you can't have it back. You could not have it back. I'm sorry. There's still one there if you want it, and one there for you, Gerry. Tea! Lovely. I've been playing lots of the Cosy Kirby Craft mod pack the last week. Ah, nice! I've been enjoying it. I was tempted to just load it up on my own in my own time and play through it, just because sometimes, this might surprise you, sometimes I find it hard to focus when I'm streaming a game, whereas I can focus a lot easier if I'm just playing it. So tea scrimch. So yeah, I thought maybe if he flump. Has Fifi got the sillies? Not, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of silly in there. Maybe a little bit of silly as a treat. Bambi, thank you very much for the 15 months. Woo, so many months. So many. Imagine being a cute, cozy bunny. Yeah, I just, yesterday afternoon, I just crawled under the table with the bunnies, and I just put my face in Gerry, and we just had a little cuddle, and I was like, I just want to stay under the table. I don't want to have to go and do adult human activities. I want to just do baby bunny activities. of snuggling and snacks. I find it hard to focus when I stream and when I don't, just all the time. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what I did do last night. I did a successful run of Die in the Dungeon. I unlocked the second character and then I managed to. So I've not got to the end with the first one yet. If I got to the end with the second one, and yeah, I've just unlocked the third one, so I can play with it. It's just one of those games that I'm like, is all I want to be playing at the moment. So yesterday I was playing Tactical Breach Wizards, and the whole time I felt bad because I just kept on thinking, I just want to play Die in the Dungeon. I'm not really invested in what's happening right now. I just want to be Forg with dice. Snuggling and snack does sound nice right about now. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow. I would like to do Stray Gods again and finish that off before I forgot. I'm not sure about Oblivion though, because I just got a lot of like sort of negative-ish feedback, and I was like, oh, I guess if people aren't enjoying it that much, I'll maybe it's best to leave it. Die in the Dungeon is great though. It do be great. I meant to be building, but I keep going to get materials and collecting animals. I want a proper farm and kitchen to interact with that part. Yeah. Are you enjoying it? Well, I guess my enjoyment when I'm streaming a game is very like heavily influenced by whether I feel like people are enjoying it or not. Because I give in to peer pressure easily. So I guess maybe not. Maybe it's one to come back to in the distant future, maybe sometime. But I thought maybe it would be good now to go back to jumping around games a bit more. Maybe when the remake comes out, yeah. Maybe I'll go to I was thinking I might go back to just doing like, one-off games, streams, little wholesome games again for a bit instead of trying to find my next Mass Effect sort of thing. Just do some little things. Have you played Papers, Please? No, I always feel like those sorts of games you can never win. And that bothers me. Hello, Dave. Because like it's like with what's it called? Yes, Your Grace. When you'd be asked to make a decision, and it's like, hey, like I'm a big bad man. Give me all your money. And you're like, oh my gosh, no, what a big bad man. I'm gonna not give you all my money. And then he's like, well, haha, I'm actually the head of the orphanage and now you hate orphans. And you're just like, whoa. And then you get someone coming along being like, hello, please, I'm a poor old lady, please just give me one coin. And then it was just like, ha, I'm a witch and now you've paid me to curse your kingdom. And you're like, oh. Whatever you do, I'd just be like, I feel like I have lost. You can definitely win with Papers, Please. Can you? It's tough, but there's a few endings that can be considered wins. Because I worry it's just one of those things that I'll constantly think, oh, I've done the right thing, and then it'll turn out to be a terrible thing to have done. But I think I played... What was the game that's by the same... Hello, look how handsome you are. What's the game that's by the same game dev? Return the Obra Dinn. Yeah, I did really enjoy that. I just found out watching a video I said about Disco Elysium that gave me nostalgia, but that's a big commitment despite how great it is. Well, the added benefit of Disco Elysium is that it is voiced. And boy, do we love a voiced game. Because it's just more relaxing on the old throat pipes. What are they called? the speak tubes. I didn't stream Obra Dinn. No, I played it before I was a streamer, I think. I just played it through with Alex on the sofa, which is very nice. I've said it before, if you like Obra Dinn, you'd like Case of the Golden Idol. I do keep on meaning to look out for that one. I have heard quite funny things about Disco Elysium. There's a character from it that I quote all the time, just because I've not even heard the actual character, I don't think, but I've just heard Alex and Tom doing impressions of them, and then it's just stuck in my head. But it's quite funny hearing those two talk about it, because one of my least favourite things in games, if I was on Pitch Please and doing a room... What is it called? Room 404. Not found. Room... What's the room where you get rid of things? If I was doing one of those, I would get rid of... Is it room 101? Room lol. I would get rid of false impressions of choice in games. Because that is one of my... Like, when you get dialogue options, but the dialogue options are like, yeah, of course, I guess. And I'm like, all of these lead to the same thing. I may as well just watch a film. The story is going to be the same. It's not... Whereas I feel like in Disco Elysium, the listening to Alex and Tom talk about it, when one of them would be like, oh my gosh, this thing, am I right? And they're like, what? I never had that, because I just chose different options and had a completely different experience, sort of thing. So yeah, it's just nice when you... Oh, Gerry, your little bald patch. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? But yeah, it's nice when you actually get... I guess, like, you know, Mass Effect. I'm sure there are still some illusions of choice in there, but I feel like overall the decisions I made had different outcomes, and that is a nice feeling. Even if the outcomes are not desired outcomes, it's still nice. I think I would also get rid of having a disconnect between the option I think I'm choosing and the option I'm actually choosing. Such as in LA Noire, when you're like, one of the options will be something like, are you sure you didn't see anything? And you're expecting them to be like, so you didn't see anything? And then Phelps is just like, listen here, you piece of shit, you must have seen something, I'll kill you. You're just like, oh, okay, we're going down that route. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be quite like this. Oh, but yeah, not now, Phelps. One of my favourite videos to go back and watch is the LA Noire VR, Not Now, Phelps. It just makes me... honestly, the number of times that I was playing LA Noire and all of a sudden I was like, oh, we're angry now. Just out of nowhere. And it would be like the tiniest little decisions that you made. But yeah, My problem with Disco Elysium is that although theoretically I can make a huge host of choices, I'm incapable of being mean and have a compulsive need to please Kim Kutsuragi. I never really do mean options in games, as you can probably tell from Mass Effect when I was just a goody two-shoes the whole time. Not on stream anyway. Look at this little snoot. Look at that. I guess it could be nice to go through playing a right bastard. But yeah. Look at her little face. This show can get very heavy just for your information now. I guess there'd probably be an adult tag when you, like a mature tag when you play it, so hopefully people would be okay with that? Question mark? But yeah, maybe one for the future. These is the good stuff, especially if it can make me cry. I wish games could make me cry and I could feel emotions. And I just never... It's like when I watch other people play things and they're like really into it, and like Kirsty saying about the end of... Oh, Gerry. About the end of Mass Effect, how she was like bawling her eyes out, and I was like, okay, I'm prepared. I'm gonna feel emotions. And I got to the end, and I was sort of like, okay, well, that was a game. But yeah, I just don't seem to. I feel like I'm doing the same with books as well. Like, Moninteki. So many people, when I'm reading, like, books I've read, people will be like, oh my gosh, I read this, it's so great, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I just keep reading the books and being like, it's okay. Whereas I want something that's going to make me feel big, strong feelings. But I just don't seem to be able to find it. Not off stream either? No. I can't think of a game that's ever made me feel emotions. I tear up at points in Final Fantasy. Aww. But I'm not really To the Moon. I mean, To the Moon, like, it's good, but it never made me tear up at all. But I'd like to, because it's nice being able to. They both die at the end, not get you. Well, I knew they were going to die. I knew they were going to die from the start. I was prepared. It's like when you get those books. I read a book recently that tells you basically the plot of the story in the prologue. It says, like, it's a sad thing that we did that murder and got caught, sort of thing. Looking back, I would do it differently now. And I just spent the whole time being like, well, I know that they're going to do a murder. And I know that they're going to get caught. So I guess it did make me feel like I didn't have any hope. But other than that, there was never any like, ooh, this is tense because they're going to. It's like, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a really good book and I did enjoy it. And I sort of liked the absence of hope because it did make it feel very hopeless. But But yeah, any animal death, I'm crying no matter the media. I guess that is true. I guess because I avoid playing things where anything bad happens to the animals, maybe that's why. Maybe if um, I was gonna say a game then, but obviously that would be a big spoiler as to what happens in that game. But there's one in particular I can think of where I'm like, yep, run in Jesus. It's like when I've been reading the first Law trilogy, and there's literally people, like, descriptions of torture and people being hung, drawn and quartered, and there's battles and just all this horrible stuff. And I'm just sort of like, yeah. But then there was a bit recently where they got to a place and they kill a horse, and I was just like, no, that is unacceptable behaviour. I draw the line. I will not stand for this. Unacceptable. I hope everyone involved has a terrible ending. I've always been a bit like that. Fifi. Fifi's doing fine today. She's back to her pickly self, thankfully. The Haunts did nothing wrong. Yeah, precisely. It's like there's a book I read recently where a donkey gets killed at the very beginning, but the whole book sort of gets undone. Something, I'm trying to not give away what book it is or what happens so that people can still enjoy it, but because it's a really good book. But everything gets undone, and at the end they find themselves back at the beginning of the book, and then they just like find the donkey again and look after the donkey. And yeah, they had to, like, there's so many things that I'm like, oh yay, this character didn't die and this character didn't die, but mostly I was like, the donkey is safe. Best book ever. This poor little donkey that, like, 500 pages ago at the very beginning, I think it's literally like the second page or something, this donkey gets killed. And I was just waiting the whole time for the donkey redemption. I have read The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. I think I've come close to crying with books, though. I think the very beginning of Lovely Bones, that I remember made me tear up a little bit, because it is a bit of a hard open. And the end of... I think the closest I've ever come to a book making me cry, though, is His Dark Materials. I tear up every time I see Gerry. That's why he's run away. He doesn't want to make you cry. That and he's pooping. Yeah, there's a bit in His Dark Materials that was like, oh my gosh, this is... But that's the feeling that I want to feel, but I never seem to get it anymore. Like, the pure, like, devastation of the particular part in His Dark Materials that I'm thinking of is really like, oh my god. And, like, I think there's a powerful thing in the fact that, I guess it's probably the same with video games as well, when you're making decisions, whereas as opposed to a film where you're just a bit of a bystander, where in a book you're like forcing yourself to read on and turn the pages, and it's like, I'm making this happen now. I could stop it at any point. Hello, where's your boy? Morning, Limewood. And like, yeah, like games where you're having to, click the next thing and make the next decision and continue a thing. I think that's very good. Hello. What are you thinking? What's going on in this brain, eh? What's going on inside this little bunny head? She don't know. And I think Time Traveler's Wife is probably the other book that I got close to feeling that with. That book is so good. So good. But I feel like I've been trying to chase that high ever since. And I've never quite found it. Like, I think the closest... Ooh, maybe there are sillies in there. Hobs there are. Hello. Just a few sillies. This bunny can fit so many sillies in there. There's all the sillies in the silly tank. Are there any more sillies in here? Should we get them out? Are there sillies? Oh, are there sillies in here? Hello? You know where the snacky is, don't you? No, she does. You know where the treats are. That's why you're trying to look up on the table. Tea. Oh my gosh. I think the closest I ever came to crying at a game is, ooh, hello, a baby boy, is Spiritfarer. I think that was very well done. But other than that, I think I remain unmoved. A robot. Hello. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3 in a few weeks because I did not have it in me to make a big game-changing choice. I'm still dreading it. Oh no! Oh, butts. Celeste is the closest for me. I played Celeste at a bad time and never really continued it because I played it straight after playing Hollow Knight, and I think I just was a bit like, oh, I feel like I've done platformers for a bit. So I wasn't really into it, but probably if I went back to it now. I was not very affected by Spiritfarer, but I did play it co-op. It was the hedgehog character in particular. I think she just reminded me of my nan so much that it just made me... I guess there are certain things that are just going to be very, like, subjective experiences. And I guess that was one of them that I was like, oh my gosh, this is very, like, close to home. But yeah. But my nan wasn't a hedgehog. But she was basically just... I remember her being pretty much exactly like that character. So having to say bye to her was just like, oh. I do get the frustration of approaching games and books and films just going, I wish to be moved. Yeah, it's like, I think one of the problems is, though, I think, like, sometimes, even if it's in a positive way, I think knowing anything about anything is bad, if you know what I mean. Like the fact that when I went to see A Real Pain, someone said to me, oh my gosh, I have tissues ready, I cried. I think that, even though that is like, it's not a spoiler, it's not really affecting your experience at all, I think the fact that I then went in being like, it's going to be really sad, probably made me think about, like, being being aware of it. And then at the end, I was just like, where was I meant to cry? Which was the sad bit, sort of thing. Yeah, just like having anticipation and bracing yourself for things. I think that's the bad thing. And I think like having things overhyped as well is bad. I think just generally just going in, Bluey sleepy time though, that is a world of its own. You can be prepared for that and it'll catch you off guard. That's the exception. But yeah, I think having any sort of, it's like there are films that I've said to someone, oh, I love this film. It's great. You should see it. And as soon as I hear those words leave my mouth, I'm like, never watch it because you'll be disappointed now. I've ruined it for you. Gerry, you're gonna give yourself another bald patch. Give your kisses to Fifi instead. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's better. I wonder why his chin is really bothering him recently. What's going on with that boy, eh? I did really enjoy the latest Godzilla film, but I just liked their face and their thick thighs. But I'm always sort of on the side of Godzilla, so I always do get a bit sad. Because I just want the monster to go and live happily ever after. It's like when there's a dragon and I'm like, yay! And then they're like, we're going to kill the dragon. And I'm like, no. I love the dragon. But yeah. I think there's also like certain characters in films that will set me off more than others. Like it'll be something that's not particularly, like nothing's particularly happening. But like in Brooklyn, there's a character that really reminds me of my mum. And I think that's why that film made me, like, that's one of the few films. There's like 3 films that have just made me weep. Like properly uncontrolled sobbing. And that is one of them. And I think it's literally just because they remind me of my mom. And it is a good film. But yeah, I think just anything. Finding Dory got me. I don't know if I saw Finding Dory. I think I might have, but just maybe once. Oh, she's scrumptious. She's scrumptious, little Bluey. You used up all of your sillies and now you've made yourself EB. Is that what's happened, eh? You and the dragon is a bad guy. This is terrible writing. It should just be... One thing I do find naughty is when you find yourself feeling emotions and it's literally just because the music is like, I got that in Sonic 3. There was a bit where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling really invested, and then I thought about it and I was like, no, it's just that the music's good. I don't really care what happens. It's just you play certain types of music and you make things slow motion and you're just like, oh my god, emotions. Then you're like, but are they? Come on in, owls. Gerry, don't make yourself bold. Don't do it. Return to Monkey Island got me a bit where you as a character had to destroy a tree where a lot of happy animals lived and they're really sad after. No. No. Not the aminals. I'm going to get Gerry an apple stick to try and distract him from whatever he's doing. I was reversing so that I couldn't step on a balloon. Oh, I put them all the way in the room. Poop. Wait, bunnies. Look there. Don't follow. Or do you follow? Oh, hello. Don't follow. Oh, buddy. I said don't follow and immediately just felt Gerry run into the back of my leg. I was like, oh. Here he is. There you go. There you go. What are you doing? You lost it. You just had it. Oh dear, oh dear. But hopefully this will distract him from over-grooming himself, which is what he's doing at the moment. Like a pickle. Outer Wilds and Last of Us. Yeah, the music in those is amazing. What is the... I heard that they're making Last of Us 2 for the TV series now. And in my head, Last of Us 2 isn't canon. Not that I watched the first series. But I'm just like, nope. It didn't happen. Not gonna register it. But yeah. Did you ever play the games? No, I don't like zombie things. So what I did do is basically Alex played through the games and I watched all of the cutscenes as they happened. So I know everything that happens. But I just didn't want to... It's not my sort of game to play. Morning, Chris. How you doing? I did the same with Uncharted. Like, I just don't really care about the in-between shooty bits. So... Well, no, that's what I did for The Last of Us. Last of Us 2, I came in, I saw what was happening in the cutscene, and I just went, this game isn't real. and I left. But then I did watch the rest of it. But I don't know. There are some bits that are so good and some bits that are so meh. But I think it's an interesting game, and I think what they did with it and the writing is very interesting. But it's just not my sort of game to play. I replayed all of Uncharted on easy and had a great time just breezing through and enjoying the cutscenes. See, that's the thing. Like, I like Alex would call me in to do the puzzles. And I liked the more, like, I guess what you'd call Indiana Jonesy side of things. But when it's just like, get from point A to point B and shoot your way there, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. Whereas when they say, play Crash Bandicoot within the game, then you're like, ooh. I've not played Indiana Jones. I watched Alex play it mostly, but not as investedly. I think Pedro Pascal just makes me break down. He's good in Mandalorian. And he is very good in Last of Us. I watched one episode of Last of Us because it was a really good episode. But the rest of it is like not for me. Too zombie-y. Not for me. Troy Baker is so close to the young Harrison Ford, it's crazy. Yeah, Troy Baker is amazing. Does have a very good voice. Realise I'm just showing your bum, Fifi. Excluding your beautiful face. I mean, you know, from Narcos. My mum had no idea who Pedro Pascal was. And I was just like, We live in very different worlds because all of my TikTok is basically just just Pedro Pascal fan cams. Just like, look at this. It's like, thank you, I guess. It was the gay episode. Yeah, that one is so good. I guess because that one is just like story. I mean, obviously there are like, I don't know, like 2 zombies in it, but it's not it's more just a human story set in that world, if that makes sense. But yeah. I've been trying to find, do you know, the reason that I'm reading a trilogy at the moment is because I thought it would make me feel more invested in characters and therefore the emotional layers would be deeper and I would feel more. But I feel like I chose the wrong trilogy to do that with because, I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I've not read the 3rd book. Maybe everyone dies in the 3rd book and I'll be devastated. So I guess I should hold off until I judge it. But yeah, just not having, I mean, there's like a few books like I think the last time I got it was Priory of the Orange Tree. There's a bit in that where I genuinely had to stop reading and be like, I need to know that this turns out okay, otherwise I don't want to keep reading the book. And I didn't look it up and I forced myself to keep reading, but that was the last time I had that real feeling of like, look, we're going to have some words here, but if you do what I think you're going to do, this is not okay. I like reading a series because it means I don't have to think about what to read next. There is also that when I'm like, when I was coming close to finishing this book, I literally just went to the bookshop and got the 3rd one and was like, that's my mind made up. I don't have to think. But yeah, God, that was Severance right now. I don't want spoilers, but I'm also obsessed. Yeah, it can be difficult with things where you just want to like, you want to go and like I was doing that with Mass Effect when every time I made a decision towards the end, at the end of a stream, I would immediately go and watch videos of what would have happened if I had have done something else. And I was like, I know this is very risky and I might end up getting spoilers for things, but I just need to know. But yeah. Do you know, funny enough, there's one thing that happened in a book that I read, oh geez, it must be like 20 years ago or something. And it's the most something in a book has ever affected me. And it's just this tiny little, even thinking about it now, I'm having a physical reaction. And it wasn't even any, like, this is the thing. People say, like, oh yeah, Joe Abercrombie, he's so dark, his writing is so dark, I can't believe you're reading this, blah, 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 blah. And none of it has affected me more than this one stupid thing that happened in this one book. I can't remember the name of the book. I think it's by the same, I think it's a Matt Haig book. Maybe. Or, I'd remember it if I... Wait, who wrote Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime? That's not Matt Haig, is it? That's a different one. Because I think it was by the same author as that. Mark Haddon. It was a Mark Haddon book. I always get those two mixed up just because I'm like, same initials, same person. But it was a Mark Haddon book and it was just about this guy having a midlife crisis, and there's something he does in that book that if I think about it, I can still feel how I felt when I read that book. And it's like, it's such a tiny thing that probably no one else who reads the book even ever thinks of, but for some reason it really got to me. But yeah, it's just weird how like certain things like that just stick in your brain. I'm listening to the Magnus Archives and I have to resist looking at the subreddit. I have heard very good things about that. Alex listened to it for a while. I do keep meaning to give it a go. Morning, Kaino. How's it going? But yes, I used to get really upset if I thought about little boats because of an old World War II movie. It is just funny how these things, like... It's like the other day Alex was asking if I wanted to watch Poltergeist. And I saw a brief bit of Poltergeist when I was like 12, I think. And I think it was Poltergeist. And there's just one shot that I remember. And immediately all I could think of was that one shot. And I was just like, oh. At least I think it is. Was it Poltergeist? Anyway. Either way, it's stuck in there. Fifi, you have demolished all of your stick. It has gone. Now you've started on Jer Bears. It's getting to snacky time, actually. I probably should have just given you your snack. Dear, oh dear. What was the shot? It was, is it Poltergeist where someone looks in a mirror and their face starts, like, peeling off? Pretty sure that's Poltergeist. Yeah, it was that one. And I remember seeing it as a child and being scared to look in mirrors because I thought my face was going to start falling off. I didn't look in mirrors for like months because I was just like, no, that's how they get you. I'm not falling for it. Well, to be fair, I wasn't watching it properly. It was one of those, basically the layout, how can I describe it? The layout of my childhood house, my childhood home, was that. So, the living room, I was looking around for a Gerry to draw on, but the living room was like, wait, can I draw here? And the hallway was here and the stairs were here. So there was a chair in the hallway you could sit on here that you could see through the door to the TV in the living room. So sometimes when my parents didn't realise, I would sit on that chair and watch the film they were watching without them knowing. Because they couldn't see around here, but I could see the TV. And sometimes it was to great effect. Sometimes I scarred myself. Sometimes I just gave myself deep-seated problems. But, you know, Poltergeist was one of those where I was peeping when I shouldn't have been peeping. Saw terrible things. But yes. But it's probably one of those things that I've built it up so much now that if I watched it as an adult, it wouldn't be that bad. But it was just because I was little. The last time I was little, in fact. I've grown profusely since then. Both in height and tummy. I just watched films I shouldn't with my brother when my parents were out. There was a film that my friend lent me on VHS. And I think I had got the book out of the library or something and I was trying to read it, or I'd read something about it and was going to read it. So my friend was like, oh, I've got that on VHS, I'll lend it to you. And when my parents were out, I put it in the VHS player. The first scene, the opening scene of the film gave me a panic attack. And now I still get scared whenever I even think about it. And I immediately took it out and then I gave it back to my friend as soon as possible. I was just like, nope. Thank you. Thank you for the emotional damage. I can't watch Gremlins because I'll get nightmares again. I get that with bloody Labyrinth. Like, I was fine watching it as a child, and then if I watch it as an adult, it scares me. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. Gerry! Gerry, you're eating carpet, and you have carpet in your mouth, so you cannot even deny it. Gerry! Gerry, you come here. You come here and you give me that carpet. You give me that. Give me that. You're such a little monkey. You're such a little monkey. Go. Have some munches. Keep yourselves occupied. I'm gonna move so I can get lower. There you go. Gerry, is that juicy? What a messy couple of buns. What, what are you like? I mean, he's trying to tidy up, bless him. He's doing his best. They do like mint, yeah. They're not meant to have too much of it, as it's not meant to be too good for their tummies. But they do like it. Do you want that bit? There's another bit there. There you go. Okay. Well done, these bunnies. Slight mess made, but that's okay. Oh, poor Fifi. Bapped in the head, bless her. Oh, that reminds me, I got hot cross buns from the shop yesterday. Have a couple of those for breakfast. Be nice. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're a happy boy. Get your little ear against Fifi. Oh no. Oh, Fifi. Oh, it's okay. Hang on. I can put myself here. I can be your wife, don't worry. Thank you for the follow. There you go, you can lean back now. Eating is tough work. It's tough being this adorable. Being just a cute little guy, having snacks. Bless you. His little hands. Gerry boy. What's Fifi up to? She's eating cardboard. She's literally just had an apple stick and all of her snacks, and now I think I can hear her just in the next room eating cardboard. Is there no end to this bunny's tummy? Oh my gosh. Never knew how much I'd love rabbits as pets until I started doing an animal care course, and my brother got a mini lop and I fell in love with the tiny guy. They are very, like, I think because Cereal Cat, thank you very much for the 6 months. Thank you. I think because a lot of people only knew like childhood bunnies who just got locked in hutches and didn't really get to show their personalities because they were just sat alone being sad all the time. I think a lot of the time people don't realise just what little guys they are. Because I remember even when I worked at the vet, like, I told someone that I had bunnies, and these are like animal loving people who have dedicated their careers to looking after animals. And one of the nurses was just like, why? What do they do? And I'm just like, what do you mean, what do they do? they don't exist for my entertainment. they just get on with their lives, I guess. But yeah, I guess people just get this impression that they don't do anything, but they're amazing. They're so full of personality. And they're also different as well. I mean, even just seeing Gerry and Fifi, you can tell. You never know what brand of monster you're getting when you adopt a bunny. You gain the sleepy, grumpy monster. You gain the chaos monster. Something in between. Oh, look at you. He's doing a proper, like, closed eye snooze. I mean, he's not asleep at all, but in fact, he's properly closed his eyes. Looking relaxed. Diddle, baby. It's like a child, except other people also think that yours is cute. Yeah. Usually when he lies on his side like this, he gets his scary eye. It's probably because I'm smushing it closed. He's the distraction. What's Fifi up to? Oh, goodness knows. I can't hear her eating cardboard now. So whatever crime she's doing, it's a very quiet crime at least. I love how much of his face is cheeks. I strongly dislike the idea some people have that pets are utility that have to provide something. Yeah. I mean, the bunnies do provide me with a lot of happiness and a lot of entertainment. But that's just, you know. I also have a hamster who wants nothing to do with me whatsoever. And runs away when he sees me, but I'll still do everything I can to make his life as good as it can be. Because it's just what you do. It's just so funny that I was always saying, I want a boy hamster so that I finally get to have a nice, calm hamster. Whereas what I should have specified in my monkey's paw wish was that I wanted a boy Syrian hamster. Because I've still got a crazy little chaos bean. Just one who's scared of everything. One day I'll get to foster a boy Syrian. One day. I wonder if they think the same about their partners. What do they do? What do people do? Well, I'll tell you what this people do. This people is going to go and get some breakfast and head into the office to do a record. Tea. Dough face. Rain Tag, is Yogs doing something? Question mark. We can go and see what Yogs are up to. We can go see what their plan is. Kind of, no. That's the thing, is like, because we foster hamsters, I'm just happy to get, I'm happy to give a home to whichever hom need a home. And I'm perfectly fine with him being a little chaos bean. Because it's like when people say, like, what's your favourite breed of bunny? And I'm just like, I just like bunny. And, you have this, like, I always loved lion heads, and I just happened to get a lion head because he was who Genevieve chose, sort of thing. But, I'll always look after little beans, whatever they are. Oh no. Well, everyone, look after yourselves and be good. And I will not be back this afternoon, but I will be back tomorrow morning for a Banui stream with Banana. But yeah, look after yourselves and have good days, and I will speak to you all soon. Oh, a lovely toffee to end the stream on. How nice. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Very lovely, Gerry. Good chomping. Good toffee chomps. Here we go. Bye-bye. Another one? You're joking. A boop.